Hello everyone, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I'm Martha and I am playing with paper. I wanted to recreate this title page that we did during Create Crop at Home 2. This is using the Heirloom paper and I absolutely love it, and I want to show you how I made it my own. I kind of went rogue on the instructions, and it's okay if you don't have to do everything that the instructions say. So I kind of curled mine right here. If you can see that right here, I kind of curled these back instead of doing a square box, with the hopes that I was going to make my page not as thick. I think I'm at 1/2 inch of how thick this is. So if you make your rolls a little bit thinner, or maybe you can push them down more, then maybe it won't be so thick. But this is a 1/2 inch thick of a scrapbook page. Okay, and then the other thing that I did here is this little very easy, kind of just a quick little tri-fold mat for your pictures. Instead of just having one mat there, you make a 12 by, I think this is 6. Let's look at that. Yes, this is 6 inches down, and the tri-fold is 3 3/4. So right here, and then that way you can kind of get more space for pictures. You end up with a 5-spot area for your pictures and your journaling. I am going to recreate this exact same page for you. You pick out your favorite pages, and I'm going to work with the Paisley collection that is absolutely gorgeous, and I thought that would be really gorgeous with this. So I have the very first step is we're going to create this frame on the outside. That is a 2-inch frame. You know how to do that. You use your little cutting board with the straight edge, and we end up just like this. This is the part that we're taking out. This is the part that we're going to frame. I'll add some gorgeous gold embellishments to this later. Then the next page, I kind of thought that when I flip this over, it's this gorgeous, small, less busy. And I thought this was perfect to do our little rolls. Do you see that? It kind of gives it a little pop. So you're gonna hold on to this part. And now this is what we're gonna work with now. You get your 2-inch frame. You put it right in the center. You need a pencil and a ruler, and I go from corner to corner, and I am going to pencil where I'm going to cut. So we go right here. Okay, same thing on the other corner, from here all the way down. And now we have this pencil mark right here and this frame. That is the first step, and we're going to get a very scary tool out. That is X-Acto knife, and we are going to use a metal ruler. It's okay if it's not absolutely perfect. Right where your pencil mark is, then you're going to come back this way. I'm going to remember that that's 13.5 is where I'm stopping at, and right here we're starting 13.5. So now what we have here are this little triangle right here. Excuse me. We have the X marks the spot. Okay. So what we're doing is we're going to roll this way, and it's going to expose this side. That's why it's important that we use a paper that is double. Now, because we're lightly going to see the pencil marks that I used earlier, I'm taking them off. So we get this part right here. And we're just slightly training this paper, manipulating it for it to be turning and curving in at us. So you're moving it just so that it kind of has a little bit of a curl to it. There we go. One big, huge streamer. Now we don't need this whole huge triangle of it. We really need the bottoms. So let's see, I use a pencil, and I'm gonna curl the pencil in to this spot. and there is where we're gonna put our little mark down. And the best thing that I have seen to use is hot glue to hold this down right there. Okay, so now we uncurl it, and you can see that you don't need all this excess paper here. So we can cut off some of this. I'm going to cut off 2 inches this way, so we don't have that much paper. Okay, this can be a flower, it can be used for something else later, okay? So we're going to plug in our hot glue, and we're gonna curl these up. Pencil right there. You train it on your pencil. And then you're gonna curl this up. A nice tight roll going in. Just like that. Okay. That is what we're going to end up with, and that pencil's going to come out. We're just using this to train it right now, okay? So let's do the next one also. We're going to do the same thing again. We're just going to cut off that little piece. I was using my ruler. This ruler is 2 inches thick, so I know that I'm going to cut off 2 inches. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Hold on to your little triangles because we can use these later. And now we're going to roll this in. And we're letting our hot glue gun get nice and hot, and until then we're going to roll this in. Just like that. And we're taking the pencil and we're rolling. There we go. So we have our 4 curls. No math was used, just a bunch of rolling of the paper, manipulating it. You can probably spritz it with some of that gorgeous spray glitter stuff and makes it a little bit wet. And you can probably make this a little more pliable for you. I'm okay just kind of massaging it out. It's a little bit therapeutic. There we go. And I am waiting for my hot glue to come around. We're just using 1 piece of paper. How about that? And then we're gonna roll it, and let's see how hot my glue is. Okay, so if I put a tiny little dab of glue in here and roll it nice and tightly, I think that would be just perfect. Glue is ready, and let's try. So I'm gonna put the glue on this side, and we're gonna try not to burn yourself, please. Hot glue is very hot. And here we go. I think we need a little bit more on this very light last space. Yep, and then we're rolling it in. And I'm pulling it tight to this little spot where we know that that was the 2-inch mark. And we're holding. Okay, that one's in. And then we need to do the exact same thing here. So we need a row of glue right on the outside of this 2 mark, Right here's where we need glue because we're rolling right into it. Very good. Once or twice you do this and you will learn a whole new skill and you will know where you need to put your glue at. Just be safe, this is hot. So what I'm thinking is I need this roll to land on the bottom, and that's where the most of the glue needs to be at. Of course, with this busy paper, I can't see if the glue is on there, so I'm just hoping that my glue gun is letting it come out, because I can't see if it's coming out or not, and I don't want to feel it. There we go. Now we're going to do the other side. Okay, see how lovely that is? And then we have our 4 sides, and we're going to put our center back in. Do you see that? And this is the center that we took out of our other page right here. So we need this piece, and we're gonna put it in like this. So on this side, and we wanna put our paper down, have this sit just like this on this side. Good old gift wrapping paper, just so that we kind of know where it needs to sit at. There. There we go. Okay, so now we have that part coming out. I'm just going to secure some more tape on this side. Okay. There we have our paper coming through. And then what we have next is a little frame right here and the double-sided little pop out. And we need to see what paper we want to use to make our pop out. The blue on the inside and this way. So we're going to use this side, and we want to make it inside the gold frame, of course. So let's get a gold frame. So, and I'm really liking this little black ticket line, but I think I want to measure the exact size of this ticket line and recreate it. Make it a little more accent wise. So that is 10 1/4. And of course it's going to be 10 1/4 around. Shouldn't it be 10 1/4 all the way around? Because I would like this blue part to be an accent on that black line just a tiny bit, because we're going to use it on the inside as well. So if I go with my paper at 10 1/4, again, I did say I reserve the right to change my mind after I see it. I'm taking 10 1/4 off. So what I want to do is right there. You see that little 10 1/4. If we do 10 1/4 and go just a tiny bit of a 1/4 of an inch to do a frame, 1/4 of an inch all the way around. We cut a 10 1/4 frame. That is the size of the outside. And I'm going to place it right into that spot there. Okay, and then we want to use the matching strip that we already have of gold to go right into that space. 1.5 inches. So we want to do 1.5 inches. And we're going to use my skinny 12-inch plate. Put the gold down. Start it right there. We're going to leave that piece off and run it through our little machine. I am waiting to use my brand new little brush of my favorite painting tape because I do not want this to move. Okay, so my steps kind of moved around a little bit because I wanted to decorate this frame and put the, I have the frame with tape on it, and I'm going to use just the very edge of this and glue it down. Just the very edge is all I need. I am using these tiny little scallops right here as my ruler of how straight I am going or not going. And then I'm going to go to this side because that side is going to give me some problems on gluing, so I'll figure that out later. And then here we're going to put the same thing. Maybe I want to overlap that tiny little bit there and there. Okay, so now let's go to the other side because we have an even side to go with. Okay, we're doing the other corner here. So here, let's figure out what we're going to cut off. Maybe we have to miter them. There we go. So I basically just mitered them. I held them together and I went in with the scissors. I do not want to cut the blue part, so I'm going this way. Put the scissors right under. And cut right through. And these little pieces right here, we're just going to kind of push them together and kind of make them look like they were supposed to be together. Now this is going to go on top because I was making an extra fancy frame with the blue paper so that we would be able to match the frame to the blue. Down there, and then let's see how we turn this page here. There we go. So now we have blue and gold beautiful paisleys, and we're going to make one of these. This is 12 inches by 6 in the middle, and then we have this gorgeous frame that's peeking out around it. So let's create that little frame. So now we're going to have a frame for the outside, a frame for the inside, and a date tag frame here, hopefully. And we sandwich that all together. Okay, so now we want to do the space that goes inside. We're going to use this frame and it is 4 right on the edge by 6. And we're gonna go by, this is completely a 12-inch paper, 12 by 12. We're gonna cut it in 6. And then we go and score it at the 4. Right there. We're gonna score that right there. And then from this little slot, I move it and I put it right into that slot of the 4. So we know it's perfectly straight into that little groove there. You can feel that there. And then we're going to put it at 4 again. Right there. Okay. And then we can bring this in. And then we can bring this in. Okay. This is going to be our 4. And we're going to put this in right here. Alrighty, there we have it, loveliness. Now we have our frame. There we go, look at that. And we can put a little magnet on it now so that when we put it mounted together, it'll be all lovely. And I think I'm going to use the itty bitty magnet. I put it on a piece of score tape just like that. And with my wet glue, I'm going to put a tiny little drop, drop, drop. And we're going to bring this cover over. And then you kind of massage the paper down. And what we're doing is we're picking up the score tape that we left below. So when we separate it, we will have the magnet on the other page. And let's see if we can do that. There we go. And then I leave this score tape on here until it is time to put a embellishment on, or until it's time to do a frame on top, or whatever your loveliness wants to put on it. But here is our center. So here is where we're going to be at. This is the next step. We're going to center this down. And then we're going to be able to open this up from right here. You see that? We need a little flower on here. I like to do those things before I glue it down. To score this right in the middle, and it's only one with a sticker. We're going to score this right in the middle. So when we score it, we're going to fold it this way. And we're going to be able to see it on both sides of the little frame. So this little frame is going to be like this, and we can see both things on that. So we can kind of take things off of the edge and still be able to see everything from both sides. We're going to take the little magnet piece off from this side also. And we're bringing that to both sides of this. Is that not so awesome? And then from there we can mount and add more and more flowers to it. Very good. Just like that. And of course I'm going to put a little bow on it because I love things with a bow. And we're going to put that right here. Very good. And then when we open this up right here, we're going to put this gorgeous frame right here so that it's ready to go. And I'm just gonna put a tiny bit of glue on it so that you're able to take it off and add your lovely picture of whatever you want in it. There we go. So pretty. We can add the frame to this area. And because this is going to get manipulated quite a bit, I'd like to use score tape so that we know it's not going to run off and fall off the paper. Bringing this down. Okay, now we have here our spot for our title. Okay, and we have all our flowers that we can embellish with. See that? That is just so cute. Then I'd like to add some blue flowers just like that to kind of give it a little bit more. Now we have this attached and we are all set with that. Kind of helps right there. You see that kind of sits and pulls on that. I don't know if I like that to happen or not. So let's take that part off right here. There. And then we put a little bow. Very good. There we have this lovely page, and we have it created from similar to this. We have our little page that opens, okay? And then here we have this part, and then if you flip it over, you have this lovely piece, and we already opened this one up, and that's exactly what this is right here. So I think for us to just finish that little piece up, I think I'd like to cut off some more so that we have a double-sided page layout. Let me tell you how I want to do that. We're going to take this and we are going to cut on the black line. Okay, so what am I doing here is I'm taking the frame and taking it apart. Okay, so now we have two rings from here, and what I'm going to do is over here I can put that right on top of that, but I don't want to use that. I want to use this because I love the way that looks, and we do need a frame around this, but we're going to do something a little bit different on that. So let's glue this one down. And this is on the opposite side of the page. So this is all bonus paper. Okay. And then if we flip this over, what we're going to find or look for is the size of this frame here. And this is 8 by 8. So I want to create something around here that is similar. Okay, so I made 4 of these lovely, just from leftover pieces that we had, and some gold. And I think what I want to do is sneak it underneath this little piece. You see, I always kind of leave my glue on the edges so that I can sneak something in here. And so that is what I want to do with this. And so I'm putting a little bit of glue. And on this side, off because I made it a little short. And if we see that it goes this way and it would end right on this piece. So we're gonna cut that little piece off. We'll put some glue. Okay, now remember, this is the leftover back page. Is that not crazy awesome? This is a leftover back page. So this is totally all free bonus stuff, all made from scraps. Alrighty, so look at how beautiful that is. And of course I have to come bring it over to this side to be able to press it down. There. Now I like this blue to face out. Do you see how that would be facing out? Wouldn't that be just gorgeous? And we're going to do just that. We're going to put that. Okay, and then I'm going to use my big gun tape because this to me holds pretty good. I'm leaving these ends without tape or glue because I might have to miter them. I don't know, because we're just doing this. Now what I'm going to do is here, just lift this up and cut with scissors. And then we can put a little glue into the corner, press down, bring them together, and that can be perfectly mitered corner. Pick this up, one fast, quick little snip. Remove the little pieces, a little glue, bring them together and hold. Okay, look how fabulous that looks. Super fast, super easy. This is just the backs of pages that we can just start and work with what we've got, you see? And now you can just put some 4, 5, 6 pictures on here, whatever you want, and you're ready to go. This is the page that we're working on. Okay, so we have here our little page that's opens. You know, that's going to have to get snipped off because it interferes with the mechanism of opening. So I'm cutting this little piece off very carefully because we have a plan for it. You see how it works with that? But if we put it down right there into the paper, it will be just fine. So let's do that. That's why you have to work on the mechanism of what you have going on to see if what you have is going to work. Okay, so then we just stick it right there. That way it does not interfere with the mechanism. Look at that. That is just perfect right there. So we take this piece off. And we're going to put time together. There we go. Okay, so here is our page front and back. We're all done with this lovely page. It came out fabulous, and here is our inspiration page. It's my version of the Heirloom title page from Class 7 from Create Crop at Home. I just love, love, love Create Crop at Home. I wish we could have it every single month. I absolutely love it. You can see that these are just rolled in together, and then we have these lovely little spaces to put 5 beautiful pictures and journals. And here we have this one right here that we put together right there. And then of course we did the back, just got a bunch of little scraps, did 1, 2, 3 trims, made everything look nice and finished. And now you can put this in your scrap book, and it would be front and back. There we go. And now we need to do the same thing to this one, because this one needs a back. This one needs a back. So let's see what we can find to do here for a back page. And I pulled out some leftover pieces that I had from Crop at Home 2. And I think that we just need to also do something super easy, super fast to what we have right here. So super easy, easy. Let's see. We make some little 1/4 inch pieces here so that we have a little space to give. I don't want to make the pocket so skinny that you can't put anything in it, right? So what I'd like to do is do a 1/4 inch right here. And then I move it over and split that in half. So is that 1/8 of an inch? Somebody can do the math for me and tell me. That is right there. And then we're going to do the same thing. So you see how I did it, because I'm smart math challenged. So here is that 1/4, and then I take this over. I move this over. I had 1 score at the 1/4 right there, and then I move it over to the 1/8, and I score that right there. Okay, and then we're going to fold it in. Of course, we want the fancy side to be showing, because we wouldn't be where we're at if we weren't loving fancy stuff, right? And here on the bottom, we're going to do a itty bitty little score tape on the bottom. There we go. Then we get the score tape right on this inch, right there. Right there, there. You can put right here. I take the little tape off on each side so that I can eyeball it the best that I can. And I'm going to move up and over about 1/4 of an inch. I'm thinking maybe that's more like 1/2 inch, but I'm okay. And then we press those pieces down, and we're pulling this piece up. Look how lovely that piece is. And then we're going to kind of get the same little thing right here getting going, because we want more and more and more and more. So here we go. Okay, and then there's one more that I see, and I can put it down. I think it's going to be the best way to see it. Okay, and then we're going to eyeball this here in the center. That looks absolutely fabulous, and we're going to cut these little pieces off, but we need our heavy glue. There we go. So we're just squishing this piece down so that the roundness or the fullness of it is right here in the middle. not the pleat itself. So when we push the pleats down, the pleat should be flat. This part should be flat. And that is what we're going with. And I kind of know that I'm going to need heavy duty tape for this, so I am using heavy duty score tape. Okay, and then we're going to connect the two pages together. Because it's score tape, you can press down really good with this. That is what I was thinking we were going to have to do. Okay. And then we take off this piece. And here we are. Okay, so now here we have our lovely space there. And then if we flip it over, we have a little cute little pocket that you can use to put all your lovely stuff in. Okay, so I don't know if you saw when I flipped this over, guess what I did? I put my pocket upside down. Yes, I make mistakes all the time. And that's one of my biggest ones. That's why I'm constantly putting a little piece of tape on the top. And so I was gonna leave it alone and just not worry about it. And I decided, no, I'm gonna fix it. So I tore it all apart and put the pocket back to the bottom. At home event and just a bunch of little scraps. And I did have extra paper and ordered extra paper. So this might be some of that beautifulness. So I'm putting it on top right there where I had to peel the paper off right there, and maybe right there I'll just put something else on it, or maybe you just won't notice it so much. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that yet. I have this loveliness, and this will be just beautiful. Look. Strip right here, that would be so cute. Just like that. I think that would make it come a full circle. Okay, so here is our inspiration page from Create Crop at Home 2. It was class 7. This is the Heirloom collection. So you can see that this is the little roll, and in class we used the little boxes right here. We just did a roll with a little pencil, and that was perfect. And then you add a little something here to bring this up and turn it around, and that looks really good. And happy times. And then we flip it over and we do something to the back of this gorgeous page, because this is a pretty thick page. So that way you don't have extra bulk on this side. You're just going to have your little things that you want to put in here, little memorabilia of anything that you want in this side. I messed up, so I had to add extra flowers. And I messed up by not using these gorgeous dies, because that would have been just beautiful. Look at that. Anyway, here we are. Now, this is the one that we did today, step by step. You can see the steps. It is my version of this class. It is not the exact same class, but it is what I like to interpret. We use the Paisley collection, and then you pull on this and fold and flip it open. You see this gorgeous die right here from the minis. And then we learned how to roll these little pieces. We added, let me see exactly how big that is so that I can show you. This is a 10 1/4 square cut, and it is a 1/2 inch right there. This blue one. And I wanted to use that blue because it's really pretty brilliant. It would look gorgeous with the flowers. And I wanted it to match with this blue in the center. And then when you open it up, you have these gorgeous Paisleys. you will put pictures on this and then close it up, and there you go. So then on the back of this one, we went back and added 1, 2, 3 more dies all the way around, and you can put 6 pictures in here and be done. So that way this is also going to be a simple page that you can just use front and back on both sides. Okay, so here we are. I hope you like my version of this class that we did at Crop at Home. I am so in love with both of these collections, and it's just been so much fun putting these together for you. And remember that the back of the pages are just as beautiful, so maybe we can at least put a leftover pocket and be done. Alrighty, thank you so much. Please subscribe, please leave me a thumbs up and comment. I love talking to you guys and getting to learn who you are and what you like to do. Thank you so much, and I will see you later. Bye.